welcome back then, chums, to Tribes of Midgard. So last time I completed the actual tutorial, and I wasn't too sure on the actual controls during the tutorial because it didn't really bring them up. I have found that there is a menu though that shows you where all the controls are inside of the settings screen. Anyhow, we're going to start off with a solo new game and jump straight in. I like the way that it spawns a new world each time you spawn in, and that world is procedurally generated, so every play is different, and that's quite key. It's an awesome sort of setup. So the world creation and the world spawn I really like, and I love the fact that it's procedurally generated, and I'm loving the art style. And there's a few things I'm not overly too keen on. One, it says that there is a lot of vibrational settings when you go in settings, yet the haptic feedback isn't that great in comparison to other PS5 games. It just feels like they've put in the basic rumble from PS4 and not really done too much for PS5. Okay, so when you do spawn into the world, you have just got a loincloth. And I've got a pet. I don't know whether you get a pet if you didn't pre-order, I'm not too sure. But you're running around and you haven't got yourself a pickaxe, you haven't got yourself an axe to cut down trees. So you need to find yourself some basic materials, sticks. Pain in the arse sometimes finding sticks. You'd think they'd be near trees, or you could just snap one off a tree. No, you have to find an actual bundle of sticks. Yeah, finding sticks is a pain in the backside, but you need sticks to make your pickaxe and your flint axe and so forth and so on. So once you've got those, then you can mine some bigger materials, and those bigger materials let you craft your weapons and your shields and sort of your defensey type stuff. You've also got to pick up some other bits and bobs and maybe craft some clothes for defense and stuff. So you've got to do all this before nighttime falls, really, because if nighttime falls and the little horrors at night appear, because at night nightmare creatures appear and they try to take out your Yggdrasil tree. If they do that, game over. So it feels like a race against the clock as soon as you actually spawn into the actual game, and you're running around and trying to get the stuff. Yeah. So I'm now back at my base and I'm going around all the different guys, and I've got myself enough items now to upgrade myself. And yeah, you can see here you can use souls to upgrade those stations. It takes a lot of souls. That's over a lot of grinding, a lot of killing. The level of grind in this game, I don't know how I can tell you how much grind there is. I have not come across a game this grindy ever. And so yeah, keep that in mind. It's going to take you a long time to progress, and if you haven't got a long time to invest in a game, this is probably not the game for you. It's not one of these pick up and play, jump out, jump in, jump out, because even when you play online with other people, you kind of feel like you're the loose end, or you're the weak point in that link if you haven't managed to grind the fudge out of the game. There's also an in-game currency called platinum to actually get a few extra awesome things. Now you can earn platinum in-game, and on PS5 the actual shop for platinum seems to be down. I'll get to that towards the end. I'll show you the actual menu system inside of the game. But here we go. So the first cycle is to gather materials. The second part is to make yourself freaking awesome to take on the threats that are coming. And I must admit, I look fairly awesome right now, but a lot of this I think is pre-order shizzle that I've got on. Mainly cosmetic, but it does make me slightly awesome. And yeah, the actual night cycle, you're killing these guys that appear. They completely ignore you, they just go straight for your Yggdrasil tree. So don't worry about taking too much damage from these guys unless you stand right in the way of their fireballs as they're throwing them at the tree. Your actual inhabitants, your NPCs, are going to help you in kicking these guys' asses. So the first encounter at night is a little bit kid gloves. You're not probably going to die the first night, even if you haven't tooled yourself up. I mean, I did, when I first played this, the first time I played it, I actually went to them barehanded because I didn't get enough materials, and I still managed to survive the first night of just punching and kicking them. So yeah, it is possible to last the first night without having a freaking weapon attached. And another thing I would say is the actual weapons themselves tend to break, and we'll get to that in a moment, which is a little bit finicky and a bit of a pain in the neck, because from what I can see on this actual system here, I'm not seeing any sort of marker for the damage to my sword or the wear to what I'm wearing, so I don't know when I need to upgrade it or repair it, and I can't even find over at the blacksmith a repair function unless I'm missing something, unless I'm completely blind. And it's a lot of things like this, game mechanics, that I don't understand because there's not really much of a menu or a system. It's almost like the devs They've created this thinking, well, we know how to do it, and they're working out. But no, there's no... The tutorial didn't go into depth into repairing items or upgrading items as much, or even the stations. I only found that out because I pressed the wrong freaking button. And here I am, raiding like a bad guy's encampment right now, chums. I'm taking out everybody. Freaking have that! Yep, there's a big guy up here. I'll take him out in a moment. And yet... Again, look, you can't really tell what level these bad guys are. So these guys are quite weak that I'm killing at the moment. This guy with the yellow bar, maybe that's an indication. The yellow bar might mean that it's slightly more OP. However, I come across a werewolf just in the wild. He had a purple bar, and he ripped me a freaking new one because he was super high level, and there's nothing to indicate what the level is of the bad guy that you're attacking. You can tell when they hit you and your energy just drops to half, and then you haven't even got time to get away from them. Anyway, I raid this encampment, I open a chest where I'm holding it down for ages, and you can see that, prestigious chest, level 1. I expected to get something prestigious from it. And there's nothing that flashes up that tells you exactly what you've got. There's a little thing in the top right hand corner that flashes up super quick and then disappears. And you're like, did I just get some awesome loot or not? There should be something that flashes up like an icon on the screen that shows you if you've got something fairly awesome. And, you know, there's nothing... The game just feels very sort of hollow. It doesn't feel like you're super progressing or that you've actually accomplished something awesome when you accomplish something awesome. There's no sense of achievement. And I'm finding that all the time in this. So, 1, there's no real descriptive text. 2, there's nothing that sort of says, oh, you're doing freaking awesome in this game. There's no real change to the actual music when you actually come across a big bad guy. There's no sort of bum 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 ba bum bum. You know, decent music to really sort of go, oh shite, I'm in trouble. Nothing like that at all. I mean, as you're getting slaughtered, you're kind of just crawling across the floor. There's no sort of zooming in and stuff. There's no sort of gravitas to anything that's happening. It just feels empty. And here you go. I just went and killed a guy there, and I've just noticed that I'm barefisted and I can't get my sword. And then this is where I found out that you need to repair stuff. But when you hover over it, it doesn't. You just get drop or cancel. It doesn't tell you how you can repair that sword or whether that's useless now. So yeah, I have to go all the way back to camp and make a new sword. Yeah, brilliant fun. And then the Jotun arrives. Now the Jotun has arrived on the map quite some time ago, and it gave a little red indication to say that I should head to the Jotun and take him out. But at the same time, I had a yellow marker appear to say a stag has spawned into the world. Now either way, whichever way I went, if I went to go see the stag or if I went to go see the Jotun, the enemies that were anywhere close to them before they came closer to my camp was super crazy hard. So I kept dying before I could get to those 2 markers to do anything about those markers. And I don't know whether you just noticed that, I was halfway through attacking the Jotun, and I think I must have hit R3, which fast travelled me back to camp. Damn it! Yeah. Okay, in the bottom left corner where my sword is, there's that little green bar underneath it that's going down rather rapidly. That, I think, is the health of my sword. It'd be nice if it went amber and then red to give you an indication of when it's going to actually smash. I mean, yeah, I've already just noticed that now. So that's not that great, heck no. But here we go, I'm taking on this Jotun, and I'm completely mullering the little chap that's underneath him. I quite like that. It looks like it's a wizard that's summoning this great big deity, which is pretty darn freaking sweet. Again, the graphics on this are awesome. And it's one of these games that I really want to love, yet there's so much sort of drawbacks with the actual play that just don't grip you. It doesn't feel like you're actually achieving anything. Like I've said a couple of times during this review, it's just a little bit empty, on the empty side. But I am enjoying it at times. It's a very difficult one. I'm so on the fence with the review for this one. Heck yes. So I was really looking forward to playing Tribes of Midgard because of the artistic style and some of the trailers that I saw. It looked freaking awesome to play with friends, and it probably will be awesome to play with actual people I know rather than strangers, because hardly anybody has the actual chat option open. And even if I was to live stream this with a bunch of strangers, there's a good chance I'm going to get flagged and demonetized because the language is freaking mental. So yeah, I don't think this is one that I can stream unless I am actually with friends. So, I mean, the funny thing is, I said that there's no sense of achievement when you pick stuff up or do stuff. When you die, when you get game overed, then you get boom, you've done this, and your progress bar goes up and all this sort of shenanigans. It's like dying is part of the evolution of the game and the grind that I've mentioned before. Now this does seem to be a reoccurring theme within games like Void Bastards and Genesis Alpha 1 and so many other games now, Deathloop and things like that, where you learn by dying, and the progression is very much you go as long as you can, you survive as long as you can, you die, you do better the next time, and you slowly build up your inventory space. Now something else that is here is there's this in-game shop which you can access through the menu system, and you can go into different sort of challenges and you can unlock some of the in-game currency, the platinum coins and things. There's also new classes that you can unlock, but funny enough, when you actually hover over them, it doesn't tell you what you need to do to actually unlock that, or at least I'm not seeing how you can get to unlock the new classes. So it's probably a grind and level thing and level locked, but it doesn't really tell you how to go about that. And there's so many times in this game where it doesn't really tell you how you to progress certain things in a certain way, so you don't really know how you go about achieving those things. And there's no sort of... The tutorial was there, but the tutorial didn't even tell me that my weapons degrade or anything like that, and that you have to upgrade them or repair them. I don't know whether you can. I still don't know. So here we go. I'm unlocking some of this coinage. You can see there I've got 100 platinum coins, and I can also get some golden horns, which is pretty darn sweet. Lovely jubbly. And then you can go through and you can get these items here. It'd be nice to see these sort of items in those large chests. I mean, I might have been unlucky with the chests that I found, but none of those chests popped anything half frickin' decent. So it doesn't feel like actually while you're in game you're actually getting anything awesome. It feels like you unlock them through doing challenges and things while you're actually doing it. So things are happening ambivalently the whole time. It's like you're promoted to play and invest a shed load of time into this game to get anywhere or get anything good, which I just don't really have the drive to do that, and to access it through a menu, through unlocking it through progress, doesn't feel all that sort of, wow, awesome, I've just got something epic. It just feels that every player is going to do it, but they're going to do it probably quicker than me because they've got more time to invest into doing this than me. You know, I've got a day job, I'm also a content creator. I haven't got a lot of time to plough into this game to try and get all this awesome loot. So it's not really a game for me or for my channel for that reason. And also, like I was mentioning with the multiplayer, you have no control over matchmaking, what people say or what people do. So it might not be channel presentable. Anyway, I'm going to score this game. I'm going to score this game a 7.8 out of 10, mainly for all the reasons that I mentioned, but I do love the art style and it has got something about it. I do want to pick it up and play it again and get better at it. Yeah, check it out, it's worth the price tag. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.